Yes, guys, so we are finally made it. We are finally back again for another one, and I'll be dropping 2 reactions on this YouTube platform. But of course, welcome to this Mystelics reaction, guys. Big up all yourself for definitely jumping by. And of course, guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. Click the thumbs up button somewhere down there, brothers and sisters, helping the algorithm to push these videos further and further. And of course, without further ado, brothers and sisters, let us get into the vibrations for today. Now, guys, it's very interesting what has taken place today, brothers and sisters, for which we are the presidents from Guyana and the president, well, not presidents, but president of Guyana and Venezuela meeting in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to have some sort of peace talks. Now, the basis of this whole thing, Guyana is saying, hey, the land that was given to us by the British is really our land. Venezuela is saying, hey, you know, I understand that you're saying that the British gave you land that is not even their own to give, but that is actually our land. And as a result of us wanting our land from since 1800s, we really want it. So it's very interesting to find out what is going to be happening there when it comes down to the peace talks, brothers and sisters. So this is actually in the airport. I think it's called ARGYLE Airport, if I pronounce it properly. And of course, you have a number of persons on the airport, a number of media persons there. The Venezuelan government and the Guyanese government or presidents are going to meet to have some sort of peace talk to see who is going to benefit in that regard, or if both sides will be benefited as a result of this. We know the whole situation involves Guyana finding some oil reserves. I think it's located somewhere close to the sea region.
And this brings members of the media and security officials and officials from Venezuela.
So these are media people from Venezuela coming there. There's a lot of media people. Let me tell you something. But yeah, so they found the oil somewhere within the Essequibo region of Guyana. And that, of course, is the part where Venezuela is saying, hey, this used to be our land until the British came in and disrupted us. They took it. We have been trying to do things diplomatic to the point where they are now.
Parties moving again, which indicates that they're probably expecting the arrival anytime of the Venezuelan president. We're seeing some movement by the prime minister, welcoming some officials there.
Gonsalves,
we're trying to get a word in order to see who they are. But we're seeing some officials there moving in right now.
So it looks like they're trying to get the St. Vincent and the Grenadines media persons to be situated somewhere, but they are allowing the Venezuelan media individuals to just freely roam. Or they're trying to get some sort of order. Of course, you can see the Venezuelan flag and the Guyanese flag being raised right there. They're going to have some sort of peace talks. But like I was telling you before, guys, the Essequibo region was where Guyanese individuals found the oil reserves, brothers and sisters, natural oil reserves. And I think it's the second biggest, if I'm not mistaken, the second biggest. I heard some official news agency saying something about second biggest oil reserves right there when it comes down to the Western Hemisphere. And of course, Venezuela, we know Venezuela already has oil, brothers and sisters. They have oil already, but they just checking, you know what? Since this was our land, this is rightfully ours. Guyana is saying we have been on this land for quite some time, regardless of what took place in the 1800s or whatever
in case
time.
You're now joining us, we're coming to you live from the ARGYLE International Airport in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The setting.
So the folks you're seeing in white, brothers and sisters, I thought they were doctors.
And the Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
Hey.
President IRFAAN arriving moments ago here for these discussions and these talks.
I wonder if they're coming on Liat. But big up Liat. I see Liat there. Liat stopped a while, but Liat is back in operation.
We're now waiting the arrival of the Venezuelan president. We're seeing an advance team for him, just arriving along with members of the Venezuelan media.
Oh,
but
so
the
more
Venezuelan
media is
president expected to arrive anytime. These discussions will be about the president of Guyana, President IRFAAN, making it very clear. No negotiation, and there will be no compromise on the Essequibo region and that controversy, and there will be no compromise on the case before the International Court of Justice. The Venezuelan president has been saying that he sees these talks as an opening of the dialogue, an opening of dialogue that he believes is needed between Guyana and Venezuela.
No, guys,
we're now awaiting the arrival of the president of Venezuela.
That's not the president. I think these are more media personnel. Guys, if these peace talks don't go, you know, in accordance to you know, settling these matters, we will have war in the Caribbean, brothers and sisters. And from my understanding, they're already saying that
they're asking the media to stay back a bit.
Okay. And from my understanding, brothers and sisters, they are literally saying that Suriname soldiers have been sent to the border of Venezuela, because we have seen videos of Venezuela setting up airstrips, military bases, because they're checking what, all you get oil and all you're going to be making all these monies. The GDP of Venezuela went, not Venezuela, the GDP of Guyana went up by a large amount, a vast amount, and they haven't even really truly gone into it yet. So Venezuela checking, this is our land, this was our land, and British came in and just take it. And guys, who do you think is right in this thing? Or how do you think these talks are going to be going? Seems like somebody came. Who's that person? Somebody just arrived. Let's get closer. These folks look like doctors, man. I guess the Venezuelan people are like Cubans.
The arrival of the president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro. They're carrying maps. The officials here from Venezuela going to these meetings, and they're carrying maps that include Guyana's Essequibo region. So that is expected to cause an issue.
It will.
Likely,
they're carrying maps because they know where their land was before. There's also parts in Guyana where Suriname, is Suriname? Yes. I think Suriname, yes. Suriname also has certain parts that are rightly theirs. So there's also a claim in the bottom, the north, south, east, west, the southeastern side of Guyana. There's a little section where there's also a claim to the land by Suriname. But on the eastern side, the western side of Guyana, Venezuela is saying, hey, this was actually our land until the British came and started screwing things up for the rest of the world. So who's coming here?
And the Grenadines, Dr. Gonsalves, at the bottom of the stairs from this aircraft that just landed with the Venezuelan president. We saw the vice president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, going on the plane to probably have a quick brief with her president.
So I'm guessing this is the Venezuelan plane. Let's continue. So there he is, Maduro. This is Maduro, guys. He looks like Chavez for you when Chavez came to Dominica.
Prime Minister of St. Vincent and Grenadines, Dr. Gonsalves.
So Ralph Gonsalves is in the building, St. Vincent. So the next one that has to come is,
and of course there's going to be
Guyanese Prime Minister, President.
And there's the head of state arriving.
Guys, how do you think this is gonna be resolved, man? Will the Guyanese people hand over the land? I mean, they're presenting, I heard that they came with maps. What do you think is gonna happen, man? If they cannot solve these problems, brothers and sisters, war will happen. So I guess they met in a place that was, you know, a neutral region, which is St. Vincent and Grenadines. Because realize, brothers and sisters, Guyana is in South America as well as Venezuela. They decided to come up into St. Vincent and the Grenadines to have these talks. So you can see Maduro there, guys. Let's zoom in. We have zoom in features.
President
Can he
Maduro
speak English?
He wants to go into these talks, begin dialogue on Guyana's Essequibo region. Of course, you know there was that referendum.
I don't know why I ever thought he was short.
And President Maduro is saying that referendum has given him the power on behalf of the people to move ahead with his plans to annex Guyana's Essequibo region.
Because they actually stated that the people, they had a vote for the people and everything, whether they should take the land or not. And December 30, seems like the people said, yes, go ahead.
It was rejected.
And if I was part of the people, I would say, yes, go ahead too, because we are going to be benefiting on that. I see trying to talk to him. Can he talk English? Or is there a translator there? Anyways, let's continue.
To meet separately with the CARICOM and CELAC officials before the two presidents come face to face to begin their talks. The Prime Minister of Barbados is also here. The Prime Minister of Dominica expected to be here too. He is the current chair of CARICOM. And of course, the Prime Minister of Dominica expected to be here too. He is the current chair of CARICOM. And
we know where scared sides. We know where scared sides. I myself, I don't side with anybody. I mean, if it's the land before, and they come, British come and take the people land, and they say, oh, we stay in there. They have been trying to get back the land, have been successful. I mean, there's no sides for me. I mean, it'd be much beneficial on my side if Guyana retains the land, you know, because I know more Guyanese people than I know Venezuelan people.
Of course, the meeting being hosted by the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Zelle, saying he's an interlocutor for these talks and these discussions.
There have even been talks with me for me to be part of some of these things. So, we'll see how that goes in 2024. Clear the winner, clear the way. You're trying to talk to the... Not to...
No push, no push, no push. Hello, keep there, keep there.
You're trying to talk to him. I mean, that's part of the journalistic work here. Try your best to see if you can get the first word or something from him. But can you speak Spanish? I mean, can he speak English?
President speaking there to members of the Venezuelan media.
Oh, to Venezuelan media.
And the security team trying to push away some of the other members of the Venezuelan and international media.
You cannot flog the man. Guys, it doesn't make sense because we don't, somehow we know Spanish.
President IRFAAN saying he's going into these meetings, this meeting with the facts, and holding firm to his position that Essequibo belongs to Guyana. There's no budging on that. The president,
well, that's what you think.
There will be no budging of that.
That's what you think. So that's what you think. But if the land is truly rightfully Venezuelans, I think they have a claim to the land. Whether Guyana retains the land or they decide to share the oil, you know, or share the profits, I think they do have a right to it. I mean, the mere fact that it was their own, if it actually was their own, they do have a right to it. If you have something, brothers and sisters, and somebody else decide to come in and steal your land from you, you have been trying over and over, and then that thing that you invented somehow is able to cure poverty around the world. And these people are going to say, hey, this is rightfully ours, even though they had it for a while. Just like when they have those museums and taking artificials from Africa and then they have it in England. It's not rightfully England's own. They should bring it back. This is one of the reasons why I think the Indian people are telling the queen or whoever to bring back, well, the king, to bring back their crown for them. The British did a lot of craziness back in the day, you know. As if the world was their own for them to just give. Brothers and sisters, render to Caesar the things that are Caesar. That's my view on this. And I personally think Guyana should definitely retain the land, but Venezuela should also have a stake in it as well.
To hold that line throughout these meetings. This is where
because they come with maps. You just stated this.
Now, of course, as information come to us and the leaders come before the media, during the course of the day, we'll try to get you more information on how these talks will go. As I mentioned earlier, we saw Venezuela, one of their military planes arriving here with the markings at the back saying the Essequibo. And we also saw...
So it does seem like they come to budge. I mean, the mere fact you come in with a military plane talking about Essequibo, that means you don't come to budge. Venezuela come there to say, hey, these are the facts and so forth and so forth. I personally think the way you can solve these problems, brothers and sisters, is by letting Guyana retain the land and then Venezuela having the stake in the oil. Because the land was there. It's not like anything was happening there until they found oil. That's the whole thing there.
Venezuelan officials arriving here in St. Vincent carrying maps of Venezuela, which includes Guyana's Essequibo region. So it's very clear that these talks are going to be very, very contentious, indeed, as expected, before they then sit down with them face to face. Coming to you live from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Okay, guys, let's move ahead and see where the
We're coming to you live from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Looking for the Guyanese Prime Minister.
Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves.
So it's a bit more organized. It seems like everybody was rushing for
Dr. Ralph Gonsalves,
the Venezuelan Prime Minister, but there's...
is currently giving a brief interview with the media. Let's have a quick chat.
And see how we can make some progress. But if we follow the cricket metaphor, then West Indies might collapse.
That is not what they're talking about there.
Secretary General and also of the United Nations and ourselves in Cairo.
What about the agenda, sir?
I noticed we have a work plan. I noticed my commander-in-chief, known as Eloise, is calling me because someone has arrived in my office.
So MOTTLEY is there.
Let us just stay focused on what we've come to do. Okay?
I wonder if scary there, boy. There's a video I have to react on MOTTLEY, brothers and sisters. Hopefully I'll do that tomorrow. So definitely subscribe to this here channel for this one. That's what.
Giving us brief comment that she doesn't want to prejudice those talks, and the fact that we're here is some progress.
Yeah, that's some progress right there. Some peace, man.
The Grenadines explained St. Vincent and the Grenadines facilitating these talks. The talks came out of CELAC and CARICOM calling the two heads of government, the two heads of state, President IRFAAN and the Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, and getting them to the table to have this discussion. Of course, President IRFAAN is going into this meeting, and he's already said that those discussions will not include there'll be no dialogue on the Essequibo and no negotiation on Guyana's Essequibo region.
So what was the point of these talks?
The president making that very clear. We're still out here at the ARGYLE International Airport in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Gordon Moses reporting to you live. We've seen the arrival so far of the Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodriguez. She came in just a few moments ago.
Guys, we're scary. Who's that now?
Guyana, President IRFAAN.
So the Guyanese president.
We're also awaiting the arrival of the President of Venezuela.
Huh? Oh, this is a loop. Oh, this is him right there, guys. So this is the Guyanese
President in St. Vincent for these discussions.
MOTTLEY.
The Prime Minister of
St.
Vincent and the Grenadines. And of course they're posting a guard of honor here for him.
Seems like there was more fanfare for Maduro. Oh, because of the Venezuelan press. Okay. I guess the Venezuelan press don't want Guyana. Don't want Guyanese. Well, I guess everybody have their own press.
Minister and other officials. Mr. President, you're here for these talks early. As you head into these talks, this is the day. What are you taking in with you?
Taking away the facts. I'm taking the facts with me, that's all. And the facts...
So one is saying he has the facts, the other saying they have evidence.
Award clearly defines the borders of Guyana and Venezuela, and that is the fact.
But the fact, I understand what he's saying, he clearly defines it, right? But they're saying, Venezuela is saying, these were not the clear borders of Venezuela before. It is the British who changed the borders of Guyana. British Guyana, it used to be called back in the day. So if that is the case and they changed the borders and they have been trying to fight for it, then obviously the facts that you present based on what the British give you is not necessarily the facts. It's like taking something from somebody and then you saying, oh, that is what it is, when it is not even your own thing to say what it is. You cannot do this thing. So it's going to be interesting when he's talking about facts. So Guyana is saying they have the facts, Venezuela is saying they have the evidence and the facts. Who exactly is going to have this?
The arrival of President IRFAAN. We also have joining us the Attorney General, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Foreign Secretary.
Oh, we're scared.
And other members of the delegation.
That's why let me see if I find scared.
Of St. Vincent.
We're scared. Scared.
Secretary of Foreign.
Scared is the head of the CARICOM. So where is he? I think the video looked back,
over the years that was in the cases before the ICJ, and that's where they will have the case settled.
Where?
And the government of Guyana, they've held to their position over the years that was in the cases before the ICJ, and that's where they will have the case settled.
So it seems like they're gonna be going to the ICJ. This is what somebody's saying. UK pirates didn't respect borders in the past and put colonies over Venezuela territory. Venezuela in Geneva Agreement was represented by USA. One-sided to United Kingdom. Justice for Venezuelan borders. You see, that's what I've been saying, guys. The British just come and mess things up. But we're scared. I do seem scared. No way.
So briefings.
So another person is saying, I hope that after this scenario, the people of Guyana truly unite. Because if there should be any fighting, it is the Aborigines, the so-called Africans that will be sacrificed and fight on their behalf, I'm guessing. You see this border thing, brothers and sisters? This whole border thing doesn't make any sense to me. But I guess it's necessary. Guys, where is scared? This is a loop. This is a loop, brothers and sisters. We saw this already. And then MADURO is coming out. Yeah, I didn't see scared, guys. He's the head of CARICOM, maybe elite. Anyways, brothers and sisters, what are your thoughts? Who are you guys siding for? Who are you siding for? Do you care? But one thing I know, if these talks are not handled or successful, there for sure will be war. So, what are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts, guys? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys, and where's scared? Anyways, guys, give this video a thumbs up if you understand it. If you want to see more, please definitely subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can get all the videos as they tend to come through right there and then. With that said, guys, I'll see you guys in the next reaction video, guys. That link will be the first comment in the comment box below, guys. And of course, be real, be positive.